Keith, you take this lady. I'm gonna arrest this gentleman. What's your gun? Alright, dude. No, I'm pretty sure the law says that if you're in the middle of writing "just kidding" at the end of your terrorist support sign, they actually legally can't arrest you. It's like how if your teacher's 15 minutes late to class, you're legally allowed to go home, you know. Half of those arrested were 60 or over. Half of those arrested were 60 years old
for the people
or
of Palestine
over. So guys, group in the UK, protest group in the UK called Palestine Action got listed as a prescribed terror organization by the UK government quite recently. After, to be honest, I don't know if I think they should have been put on there. I'm a little bit half and half on it, because there's a couple things that are being mentioned and some things aren't being mentioned as much. My understanding is basically it comes down to two key incidents. The one that's getting reported a whole bunch is that they stormed an RAF base and threw red paint into the engine, I believe, of a Spitfire. I think is the story. That's the one that is mainly reported. And obviously that one, I am like, totally, no, they shouldn't be prescribed as a terror organization for that. Are you crazy? However, there was another incident. There was another incident. And I don't know if I would say a whole group needs to be prescribed because of this, but it's pretty bad. It is a little terroristic. Let's just pull up an article about it. Let's read the article. So, arrests after police officers hit with sledgehammer. A police officer was taken to hospital after being hit with a sledgehammer while responding to reports of criminal damage. A vehicle was used to ram the entrance of the Bristol HQ of defence technology firm Elbit Systems on Bolingbroke Way in Patchway, on the outskirts of Bristol, shortly before 4 AM BST. Employees and police officers who intervened were assaulted, Avon and Somerset Constabulary said, and 6 people were arrested. Sledgehammers, axes, whips, and other homemade weapons were seized, police added. During the incident, 2 officers were assaulted with a sledgehammer, police said. One of the officers was taken to hospital with injuries to her back and has since been discharged, while the other officer has received medical treatment at the scene after being struck on the back of his legs. An employee of the business was also treated by paramedics for an injury to the head. Police said 6 people, aged 20 to 30 years old, were arrested on suspicion of a range of offences, including Section 18, wounding with intent, aggravated burglary, and criminal damage. Videos shared social media by campaigning group Palestine Action showed people using tools to cut into the warehouse, damaging equipment inside the building and spraying red paint on the premises. The Direct Action Group says it aims to disrupt arms sales to Israel and claims Elbit Systems sells UK equipment to the state's army. Elbit Systems UK Limited has previously said in court it does not supply Israel with arms. Deepak Kent said officers remained at the scene of the incident, examining CCTV, speaking to witnesses, and examining the vehicle used. These are not protests. These are criminal offences being committed, very serious criminal offences. He confirmed officers were looking to make further arrests in the coming hours and days and said anyone who carried out similar offences should be expected to be dealt with robustly. So, yeah. That's the long and the short of it, of this other incident. Now, this is bad. This is really bad. I don't know if I think it's enough to prescribe them as a terror organization. I don't know. I'm not saying that from a legal basis. I don't know what the legal arguments are. I'm saying that personally, one incident where a break-in like this happens does not, to me, qualify as enough to make the whole group a terrorist group, especially when they're engaged in other activities. However, I do understand why people might come down on a different side of that. I don't think this is as cut and dry as some people want to make it out to be. This incident is obviously far worse than the Spitfire one. I'm seeing if I can just find some videos of the shit they've done. So this is the RAF base. Yeah, I don't think it's Spitfires. I heard Spitfires at some point, but I don't know if it is. They were out of commission planes anyway, I believe, is the point. They weren't in use, I think. And this is the Bristol. Come on. You just know these are Bristol students. You just know. You can just see. You can tell. Everyone here is privately educated, by the way, and they're still getting up to this shit. Anyway, yeah, so those are the actions that led to them being prescribed as a terror organization. Doesn't raise to the level of mine, of my standard personally, I think. But I understand sort of why it happened. I think I would pretty strongly oppose it, though. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like it is kind of being, you know, they're trying to shut down a lot of talk about this at the moment, it feels like. But let's take a look at what happened over the last few days.
Thanks very much. Shame on you! So, do you have a message for the camera? Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! Shame on you! It's really dangerous! Yes, it's so dangerous! This is a peaceful protest! You should be ashamed of yourself!
Yeah, anytime Parry speaks, be like, the thing is. Wow, this is really terrible stuff. I can see why the police had to arrest everyone. Title of this video, by the way, complete chaos at Palestine Action protests in London. Yeah, so because Palestine Action is a prescribed terror organization, you can be arrested for holding a sign that supports Palestine Action.
So it's going to be a carriage, yeah? I'm going to get a support officer to give me a hand and lift me out. Thank you. Genocide police! 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 Genocide going to arrest this person here once you're gone.
Yeah. Keith, you take this lady. I'm going to arrest this gentleman. What's she gone? Alright, dude. Fucking cop as well.
I'm going to arrest this person here once you're gone.
History will never forgive you for what you're doing! People are starving to death in Palestine!
I do appreciate that, but we have got a job to do, okay? And I want to make this as easy as possible. Like we said, I don't want to aggravate any injury.
We don't want to accelerate or exacerbate any injuries that you've got, but you have been arrested for committing this offence under Section 12 of the Terrorism Act, okay?
Genocide police! Genocide police! This is all! Genocide police! Genocide police!
This is all! Genocide police! Genocide police!
Sorry, mate, can I just move you out of the way, mate?
First aid, Karen.
She's
First aid, Karen. Under the shoulder. Under the knee.
Can they arrest you before you write JK? No, I'm pretty sure the law says that if you're in the middle of writing "just kidding" at the end of your terrorist support sign, they actually legally can't arrest you. It's like how if your teacher's 15 minutes late to class, you're legally allowed to go home, you know? But if you're in the middle of writing "just kidding," the police legally, they legally have to wait.
Well, I'm here today because our government is complicit in genocide. It's as simple as that. And men, women and children are right now being rounded up and shot as they queue for food. People are being starved to death. And all our government can do right now is empty words, and all they've done for the last 2 years is support Israel. And I cannot stand that. And much worse than that now, they're calling terrorists those who take action to try and stop that genocide. So I'm here today to take a stand against that and defend our basic civil liberties.
Right.
So in about 5 minutes, I'm going to take out a sign, a blank sign from my bag. I'm going to write 7 simple words on it. It's going to say, I oppose genocide, I support Palestine Action.
And you're going to get arrested.
And that is terrorist offence in this country. So I'll probably be arrested. I'll probably be charged. Could have quite serious consequences on my life. But compared to what's happening to the people of Gaza, that's nothing. Compared to what's happening to the people in our country's prisons right now, that's nothing. So it's the least I can do to take this very simple action to uphold democracy in this country. Well, look, there's been lots of stories this week, lots of, hyperbole from the press saying we're trying to cause a crisis, overwhelm the police. That's simply not the case. We're going down and doing the right thing, and the police have the choice whether or not to intervene. Earlier this week, Amnesty International wrote to Mark Rowley, the head of the Met Police, and said, under human rights law, under international law, you should not arrest these people. You have a choice, you do not have to intervene. So it's up to
They should not arrest them for this. They also should be dropping charges against fucking Kneecap and Bob Villain as well. It's like totally absurd. It is completely absurd. And it's so annoying as well. Because I will, you know, I'm the first one to fucking sit here and say I hate the Online Safety Act right now. It's at least been implemented terribly, if not a terrible piece of legislation from the outset. I'll sit here and say Count Dankula's fucking arrest and charging and fining was wrong. Completely wrong. But so many people will grift free speech and then abandon this shit, or abandon the kneecap shit, or abandon the Bob Villain shit. It's just so fucking easy for these dipshit rightoids to cry about Lucy Connolly posting that people should go burn down migrant hotels the day that people go and burn down migrant hotels. They will cry about that endlessly and talk about that endlessly. But 500 arrests over people saying, I support Palestine Action. Just to be totally clear, I'm not saying that. I'm saying what they were saying in these videos and what they were writing on their signs. Just to be 100% clear. Just to be 100% clear. Or kneecap for flying a Hezbollah flag at their gig. Or Bob Villain chanting death, death to the IDF, a fucking foreign military organization. Who else are you meant to wish death on? Those are the people that the job of the military is to fight and die in the wars of their country. Israel is at war and they don't like what they're fucking doing. Like, if you celebrate the army killing Taliban or some shit, are you... It might be a dated reference at this point, to be honest. But are you, like, support, like, are you cheering on death in the same way that you would say, like, inciting a terror attack is? Obviously not.
The police, what they do.
You said something. There's a lot of people sitting in the square, in the middle of the square, on the grass, and then there are people around the edges. And the police are arresting people around the edges, but the people in the middle haven't been approached yet. And I cannot see how it's possible for everybody to be arrested at the rate at which they're taking people into the vans.
There's a lot of people in the middle of the square. What do you estimate? How many people are in there?
I reckon that there's, in total, there's 700 people overall. Whether the other marchers will be arrested, I don't know. The police have in the past arrested people who aren't bearing the signs that are supposed to be required for arrest. So it could be they'll just arrest people with flags.
J-Stalk is rebranding. J-Stalk's been rebranding for like the last year, dude. Okay, this guy always rebranding. Any day now. Any day. I'm gonna start up a new channel. I'm gonna be a new person. I'm gonna cam up. Yeah, literally. I'm gonna cam up. Okay. What would you guys do if J-Stalk was like in shape and normal looking? Would it be like mass suicide? What would you guys do? A pivot to alcoholism jokes. Alcoholism and gambling. That's the next pick. So, yeah, great stuff happening here. 522 arrests I'm seeing from James O'Brien here. Half of those arrested were 60 or over. Half of those arrested were 60 years old
for the people
or
of Palestine,
over.
and pleas for what they're worth, prayers even, that Benjamin Netanyahu turns away from his path of yet more carnage, just as I can offer support for the people marching.
Great use of tax money. Our prisons are in crisis right now because they're full. 520 people arrested, over half of which, about half, were 60 or over.
London this weekend, calling for the remaining
They literally just went round London and rounded up a bunch of fucking pensioners.
hostages to be released at the very first opportunity without running any particular risk of prosecution or arrest. And that is the law as it stands.
Yeah, usually, under normal circumstances, I'd be all for that. Rounding up all the pensioners in London. But under this case, I can't support this. I just got...
But something rather unfortunate has happened. There's a little clip of Yvette Cooper speaking to Nick Ferrari last week that we should probably refresh our memories with, because she's not having a good one, is she, really, Yvette Cooper, in so many ways at the moment. Her and Keir Starmer often seem to be announcing policies completely at odds with the positions that they held in opposition. And I mean, it's possible that they were being inauthentic in opposition and the real Cooper and Starmer are standing up now. But it seems highly unlikely. And this is, look, it could be completely honest, this. But it could also be quite disingenuous, as in the reason why this organisation is proscribed is really serious, but it goes to a different school. I can't tell you at the moment the full reason why it is proscribed, because all we know about them is that they fired paint into the engines of some aeroplanes, and some members of the organisation are being prosecuted accordingly. Before I play you the clip of Yvette Cooper speaking to Nick Ferrari last week, I just want to read you an extra... How many times have I said to you that the letters pages occasionally throw up the most interesting contributions to public discourse? And someone else pointed out to me that, of course they do. It's the print equivalent of what we do every day. How often is a caller considerably more interesting than the presenter, for example, on LBC? Even on this show. I mean, especially on this show. And the answer is almost always. You know, we get callers sometimes who open up avenues we didn't even know existed, let alone we had simply missed. And the reason for that, of course, is the things that we laud most together every morning, which is insight, expertise and experience. Slightly at odds with the traditional phone-in format, where none of those things are historically valued, but here we value them very highly. Just as Wing Commander Andrew Brooks chose to write to the Times today, so he could quite easily have rung us. Just listen to this letter to the Times, published this morning. The Home Secretary, sir, must get the etiquette correct. Sir.
Oh, yeah, so at the same time as all this is happening, Bob Villan actually is still getting shows. And they're still doing the same shit.
Some of your local MPs didn't want us here.
Why is that? Why is that again? Why are there local MPs specifically? Why do they not want you there again? Can you remind me what you said exactly? What? Your local MP? What? Your local...
Some of the Zionist lobby groups didn't want us here. Because we speak the truth. Because we will not and cannot be silenced. Because we dare to take this stage and say fuck England and its terrible foreign policy. Because we dare to say fuck the Israeli government and the atrocity and the crimes, the genocide that they are committing. And because we dare to say free, 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 each and every single time, they will not shut us up, they cannot shut us up, and we will not go silently, I tell you that much.
So yeah, about the same shit going on.
Sir, he writes, if the Times was edited by a woman, I don't think it ever has been edited by a woman. The Sunday Times was edited by a woman. She edits the Wall Street Journal now. Emma Tucker,
Not left-wing Tom
absolutely brilliant
McDonald.
journalist.
That's retarded.
Would it be Madam? Did anyone notice when the Sunday Times was edited by a woman? Did they change it to Madam on the Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Sir, the Home Secretary proposed to ban Palestine Action on the ground of unacceptable criminal damage, that's in quotes, after they infiltrated RAF Bryce Norton. That's the event I was just referring to. And this is where Wing Commander Brooks brings experience, expertise and evidence to bear. In the 1980s, he writes, and I don't know why, I am envisioning a handlebar moustache when I read the words Wing Commander. I'm sure I'm doing him a grave disservice. In the 1980s, when I was UK commander of the RAF Greenham Common Cruise Missile Base, so I think we can say he knows of what he speaks. I had a £250,000, and this is in the 1980s, annual budget to repair damage done by peace protesters to the perimeter fence. We had a strong Ministry of Defence police presence to stop intruders, often in a rather Benny Hill fashion. Another mental image conjured up rather splendidly there. The intruders were left in no doubt. So if you don't remember this, or you're too young to know...
James rambles like crazy, doesn't he? James rambles like crazy. I was hoping to get a half-decent take here, but that ain't happening. Let's take a look at some more traditional news reporting.
They knew exactly what they were doing and exactly how this would play out. Waving that placard is a criminal offence, as is showing any support for Palestine Action.
Nice, misspelled Palestine, misspelled Palestine.
As is showing
misspelled Palestine, Palestine.
Any support for Palestine Action, now a prescribed terrorist organisation.
Wait, what did I see? That wasn't...
Action.
Is that like a choke, or is this guy a fucking reverend? What is that?
Now a prescribed terrorist organisation. But people did it anyway, and hundreds of arrests followed. Elderly people, a blind man in a wheelchair, even a teenager.
The first arrest began just before 1 p.m.
Dude, they arrested that guy?
Elderly people, a blind man in a wheelchair, even a teenager.
They arrested this guy.
The first arrest began just before 1 p.m. and the tally has only grown since then. About 600 to 700 people have turned up today, proudly waving their placards, impassioned but peaceful, all in defiance of the government and prepared to face the full force of the law.
They stood beneath statues of the great leaders of civil disobedience.
Like, man, Keir has got to get the fucking message on this, man. Like, this, just everything that's happening right now, it's just like so fucked for the current Labour government. And it's just, they are so stubborn, so hard-headed that they had the right idea going into government and they have refused to change. It's so clear that the goal for the election and in government was play middle of the road, try to stay out of the public too much, don't make a big deal out of shit, don't fucking be a shit show like Boris. Try to make like a quote-unquote honest attempt at placating people's fears around immigration. And not going too far left, not seeming like Corbyn. That's like the plan, basically. While trying to make the tough decisions that have to be made to try and turn this country around if it's even possible at this point. But what has happened is they have just nuked their own popularity completely because there is like zero leadership. There is like zero leadership. They aren't taking... Like, why are you... I understand they're recognizing Palestinian statehood, but there needs to seriously be a firmer stance, a firmer public stance. Banging the drum about this stuff. Keir should be banging the drum. Like, I'd say Macron's actually doing a pretty good job right now. I hear stuff from France all the time. It's like every other day. It's like, France doing this for Palestine. France doing that for Palestine. Macron said this. Macron said that. Every other day. They do such a good job of communicating a strong moral position. And that needs to be held. You look like a fucking hack neolib ghoul if you zealously support Ukraine, but seem limp on Palestine. People see those as quite analogous, whether you feel like the history's different and whatever, the motivation's different or whatever. People see those as relatively analogous. People don't like seeing their little guy get bombed to fuck, especially don't like seeing that in the UK, because we're in a similar position right now. If someone wanted to bomb us to fuck, ain't a whole lot we could do about it. So people want to see a strong, firm stance on all of these issues, and it's just not being communicated to them. And then shit like this happens. Shit like this happens. People who are... all anyone sees us now is people who are speaking out are getting arrested. It's a bunch of pensioners too. The only people supporting this are like the Tommy Robinson-esque Israel shills. That's like the type of person that like wants Palestine Action supporters arrested. Absolutely absurd. It's just such an unpopular move. So much of the shit they're doing is just so unpopular. And they're not defining themselves in any way. I'm still kind of quietly holding out hope that they'll start, you know, they're trying to make tough decisions and stay out of the public now, and then they'll turn it around in a year or something. But fuck me, man. It is, like, shameful right now. Totally shameful.
Mahatma Gandhi and the suffragette Millicent Fawcett. The symbolism was clear. And the police prepared in advance for the large numbers, set up prisoner processing points, and released people on bail to avoid filling up jails.
You're prepared to get arrested today, aren't you?
Yes. I expect to get arrested, yes.
How do you feel about that?
Well, obviously, I don't think I'm a criminal. That's not the person I am.
The government prescribed Palestine Action last month after activists broke into a military base and sprayed 2 RAF planes with red paint.
I do understand there will be people who do not know, who are wanting to protest, who do not know what the nature of this group is. Let's be clear, this is not about Palestine or protesting about Palestine. This is about a particular narrow, specific group that has both a violent record and information and about future planning as well. More of that information is likely to be revealed.
Nearby, thousands took part in a separate protest organised by the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. These protests on the right side of the law.
Stop murdering! Stop murdering!
But for the protesters on Parliament Square, Palestine Action supporters are no different. They accuse the government of shutting down legitimate protests against Israel's actions in Gaza, and they are prepared to go to jail over it. Gurpreet Narwan, Sky News.
Wow. Also, we're going to watch that politics show video in a minute. But yeah, I think there's another video of some arrests happening. Yeah, here we are. Sun video. This will make him look as bad as possible. Let's see it. Let's see. How bad did this get? The sun will tell me how bad it got. How crazy these lefties got. Yeah, see, now this is what you want when you look up protest footage, isn't it? The Sun knows exactly what I'm looking for.
What are you doing? Come here!
Why are you twisting you up there? Okay. Why are you twisting what are you going to take? Police, move back! Move back!
Stop pushing into me, please.
Someone else take the head.
Oh, we saw this bit. We already saw this footage.
Genocide police! Genocide police! Genocide police!
Talk about Israel drama. Listen, I'm sorry. I understand there are a bunch of people who are like, why do you just do IP slap all the time? Dude, it's like the biggest political issue. It's hard to fucking avoid. It's really kind of hard to avoid. 500 people just got arrested in my capital city for protesting it.
Excuse me, please. Shame on you! Sorry. Move out of the way!
Okay. Regardless, lots of people make that complaint. Lots of people complain about IP slop. I literally don't know what I can do about that, you know? My hands are kind of tied. I like covering politics. This is like the most relevant political issue. I don't know what I'm meant to do, you know? Thank you for the $5. Hugely appreciated. Thanks so much.
We must oppose genocide! The real
Which police station? Don't up one push. She's got somebody in her office. You'll be right with me. Why have been arrested, you know?
St. James's. Under the Terrorism Act. By holding the sign. For holding the sign. I oppose genocide. I support Palestine Action.
Yeah, I feel like this is like almost an overcorrection to the two-tier shit. But speaking of the two-tier shit, we've got this. Asking the far right if they're racist at an Asylum hotel protest. Let's have a look. 11-minute video.
They wasn't born in our country. First of all, we were all born here. We're like British citizens.
The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw South.
Yeah, I literally would send the give me the immigrants, man.
Or I think it'll be tenfold worse than that.
I just get the sense that there are a lot of people are very concerned about illegal immigration.
That man there.
Is that fucking Constantine? Fucking Constantine guessing. Why, man? He just shows up. He's just here. Is this at Canary Wharf? Bro, there's no way you're at the Canary Wharf Asylum Hotel protest. Bro, who the fucking Canary Wharf crying about asylum seekers? Bro, you live next door to Bo. Asylum seekers and refugees are the last of your fucking concerns.
They're shouting fucking bomb them at the hotel.
Racist stop! Off our streets! Refugees not welcome in!
their culture says are perfectly all right to assault young girls.
They're sexual predators, not paedophiles.
Let's just.
And that's a different terminology entirely. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies.
I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries.
A year after the Southport riots, Number 10 fears another summer of discontent. Last month, disorder broke out during anti-immigration protests at the Bell Hotel in Epping, which was
My upcoming lawsuit. Thank you for the $5.
being used to house asylum seekers. Since then, there's been a series of similar protests outside asylum hotels across the country, including here in Canary Wharf, where the asylum seekers from the Bell Hotel were relocated. Some say protesters are concerned locals, others say they're far-right agitators.
I've known about all this migrant scandal hotel stuff for a while now, but since it's on my doorstep, I think it's right to come out, especially living here. It is taking the piss. It's taking the piss out of the British public, the taxpayers, and the future generation of our country.
We obviously have to pay for our stuff already. We have to work our asses off to get our stuff. And we'd get nothing for free. So why do they get everything for free and we don't?
The asylum seekers who come to this country on small boats, where should they be housed?
Not here. Not in this country.
Really?
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Not in this country.
Do you think they should be returned to where they came from?
Yep. Wizz Airline straight home.
Even if it's an unsafe country like Afghanistan or something?
This is the problem when people say they're coming from Afghanistan and they're fleeing. What side of the conflict are they on? Because I don't know.
My name is Konstantin. I have a YouTube channel called Trigonometry. Then I talked to some people here, and you can see it's a mixed bag. I think there's some Millwall lads here with masks on. I don't think that's a particularly helpful look.
Trigonometry. Shut up, bitch. Shut up.
Frankly. But from
God,
talking
I hate
to
this
people,
guy.
I get the sense that there are a lot of people who are very concerned about illegal immigration. And I understand where they're coming from.
Fucking
I came to
Millwall.
this country as an immigrant myself in
Millwall.
1995, 96, depending how you count. At that time, 55,000 people a year were coming to Britain there, right, legally. Now it's almost that number illegally. So you can see that something very dramatic has happened to this country in this very short period of time.
Do you think Starmer's one in, one out policy with France will help shift the mood of the public?
I don't think...
I mean, that man there is shouting fucking bomb them at the hotel. What do you think?
That man there looks mentally ill.
We're calm, we're peaceful, and we just want what's best
Horrifying
for the
sights
English,
here.
British.
Horrifying sights. Horrendous sights on the streets of Canary Wharf this week.
Public and domestically in-house, and this is what we want. We want the equilibrium. We want it equalised. That's what we want.
I heard some chants over there calling the people inside the asylum hotel pedophiles. Do you believe that?
The majority.
The majority! The majority of asylum seekers are pedophiles. Huh? Huh? Huh?
Because when they came here, paedophiles, I would say they're sexual predators, not paedophiles.
No, she won me back. The sexual predator pedophile distinction. I don't believe that the majority of these Muslim refugees have a primary or exclusive sexual attraction to prepubescent girls. What I do believe, however, is due to the culture these Muslim immigrants come from, these Muslim refugees come from, they actually are majority sexual predators. They have no concern for consent and will willingly break the traditional norms of consent in order to get sex, whether that's age or force or whatever. Wow, what an intelligent woman, actually. Wow, very, very intelligent. Firing all full fucking cylinders today.
Paedophiles, they're sexual predators, and that's a different terminology entirely.
I'm an incredibly concerned resident. I'm very local, just near here.
Nuance
and
is key.
The dangers here to our children and to women are unbelievable. We already know from all kinds of things that have happened all over the country, in the latest one in Epping, that it is you put 1,100 men in there, and of course they're going to have certain needs, which their culture says are perfectly all right to assault young girls. These cannot be nice people, because if they come from war-torn countries, why do they leave their wives and children behind for a better life here?
So true.
That immediately tells you that these are not nice people. If they're vetted, then of course not. It's not. It's a completely different ball game. But these are unvetted.
She didn't think maybe it's got to do with the fact that it's quite a long, arduous, dangerous journey from their home country to the UK. And as such, they leave the wife and kids behind so they can send money home in order to try and improve their circumstance.
They're criminals by default. By the very fact that the first thing they do is enter a country illegally, they are criminals. So whatever you say about them, they are criminals. Also, I am very, very upset with King Charles, who is not like his mother. He's the absolute opposite. He's an Islamophile, and he has contempt for the British people. And
I wish.
He protects Islam. Never once said happy Easter or whatever, but yeah, anything in the Muslim culture, he's immediately there.
I mean, he did give the Christmas message.
Yeah, not for an Easter one though, did he?
Why is it acceptable for them to be put in hotels and not in detention centres or warehouses with tents until they're actually processed properly?
I mean, where would you think that people who are single males who cross the channel, where should they be put?
If they haven't gone through the correct process and they've come in illegally, we can set up warehouses very quickly or some sort of centres.
Put them in camps! Put them in camps!
Keep them in there until they're processed. They shouldn't be in these rooms that can go up to £500 a night. It's insane.
Are the sort of centres you're talking about like the ones we see in America, like the ICE?
Or even France, where they've come from. You see it in Calais. They're in warehouses and they've got tents in the warehouses. Do the same there.
The people over there are anti-racist campaigners, so by implication, they're thinking that you're racist.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think of that label?
Doesn't bother me anymore. I know I'm not a racist. I've got multiple friends from different countries all around the world, different skin colours. This side of our protest is always diverse. There's always different people from all different backgrounds over here.
The last Conservative government and the current Labour government have both promised that they were going to end small boat crossings, and they haven't. Who do you think could put
Dude, how crazy is it that despite cocking to Hitler in World War II, Mussolini won in the long run? He finally got non-racial fascism. How awesome is that, man?
Honestly,
racially inclusive
I have no
fascism.
idea. I don't even think Reform would do it at this point. It seems like there's no government party out there that are actually willing to do what's right and to stop the boats.
That's interesting, because Nigel Farage is kind of running his whole party right now on the promise that he would end it. I mean, why don't you have faith in that promise from him?
I'm seeing so many things about him online that he goes back on a view or something. It's just like the odd little bits where I don't think, even if he got in power, I don't think he would fully
I do not hang out with anyone like this. You're tripping.
Whole party right now on the promise that he would end it. I mean, why don't you have faith in that promise from him?
I'm seeing so many things about him online that he goes back on a view or something. It's just like the odd little bits where I don't think, even if he got in power, I don't think he would fully pull through. And maybe he'd send a few boats back, but until then, we don't know.
Nigel Farage, yeah, I like his policies. Tommy Robinson, I like his policies.
What's Tommy Robinson's policies?
Who's the best to run the country? I think
Tommy Robinson's policies be like being a criminal, being a gay racist, being a poser.
We've got is reform at the moment. Is reform. I think reform would bring it to an evenish kill, and that's what I would hope for this, especially for the legacy of our children and our children's children after. It's our sovereignty birthright.
At the end of the day, it's not the migrants' fault, it's not our fault, it's not the police's fault, it's not the left's fault, it's not anyone's fault here, but yet we are now all in danger because of the government's choices, and it's the government that can simply change this, but they are choosing not to. They are pouring fuel on the fire, and this is proof of it. The UK is a volcano ready to go bang. You saw Southport. I think it'll be tenfold worse than that. We are one incident away from the country erupting. No matter where it is in the UK, the entire nation will go off. I can see it happening. People have had enough. We're not being listened to. We've been gaslit and we've taken advantage of. We've been lied to. It's constant.
Wait, I didn't
My
see the Billy
feeling
Mitchell
is
tweet.
that there will be
Willie getting stomped by Augie is like Bo Black's getting mauled by Nicholas DiOrio. Billy Mitchell official statement.
a major civil unrest here. I mean, the group across the road. I mean, they're funded by George Soros and Alex Soros' son. Yeah, we know that they're funded by them.
Well,
you know, like
Billy Mitchell is Team RFC. Okay.
Just Stop Oil. They're all funded by George Soros. It's the globalist agenda, and the police, unfortunately, protect them a lot more than they protect us.
A lot to say. They were calling the people on this side pedophiles and pedophile sympathizers.
Yeah, I mean, I was at Epping and they were saying the same thing, but I mean, it's very much sort of silly chat, I think. I mean, if from what I've read online, there's a lot of that associated with their group, but you don't hear these people saying that. It's quite childish statements, I think.
What do you think about the use of asylum hotels like this to hold asylum seekers?
I don't have a problem with them. I mean, where else are you going to put them? I mean, they had the I forget the name of that barge, but they had that, and that was obviously like there was a lot of problems with that. But I mean, I don't have a problem with being in hotels.
Samira Ali from Sanctuary Racism. I'm a national organiser for Sanctuary Racism. I'm one of the organisers of the protest today.
And why did you organise that protest?
Well, today, in Canary Wharf, as well as in Islington, as well as in over 20 places around the country, the far right is attempting to mobilise to abolish asylum. So they're mobilising outside of hotels that house refugees to intimidate the people inside, and really, if they wanted to have their way, to smash in and attack those inside as well.
And a lot of the people on that side that I spoke to said they don't have a problem with legal migration, just with illegal migration. What do you make of that?
Well, it's just not true, is it? Because if you think about what drives the racists, it is an attack on refugees and migrants in Britain. It's not an attack on Ukrainian migrants or Ukrainian refugees. It's an attack on those that come from, quite frankly, countries that we've bombed to begin with and started wars in. Vulnerable people who come here and are subject to racist attacks. And it's about the colour of their skin, it's about their ethnicity, and it's about where they come from. So, I mean, the far right like to say that they're not far right, that they're not worried about the women and girls that come here on boats and are forced to come on boats. But it's not true, because the far right also are mobilising outside the hotels that are mixed, that house families, and intimidating those people as well. But I think at the moment what's really dangerous is that they're being confident by the politicians, by people in Parliament, like Nigel Farage, like Lee Anderson, who posted a video about the Canary Wharf Hotel, spreading misinformation. That is what's giving cover and licence to far-right people on the streets.
Damn. Crazy.